Before we had Mr. Beast, fake Minecraft challenges, and actual brain rot, most of us have probably spent hundreds, if not thousands of hours watching our favorite gaming content creators back in the day, with some of them who actually turned into some of the most successful creators on the platform, and then others who things didn't turn out so well for them. So I decided to go back and find out what happened to some of these OG gaming creators.
I am a menace. Keep me around. What's good, YouTube? Back here with another video. Before we get to the video, man, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Also follow me on my Instagram. Also follow me on my Twitch too. If you like IRL content, you got your favorite groups like AMP.
Yeah, I think y'all boyfriend just left y'all.
Yeah, they did. But they're good.
That's insane. All that stuff. You gonna follow me on my other channel. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe. Let's get into this video.
Starting off strong, we have Minecraft YouTubers, and a lot of them did not age too well. Popular MMOs was a channel that consisted of Pat and Jen, a wife and husband duo who made some pretty.
I ain't gonna lie, I never watched them.
They were actually one of the top YouTubers with 17 million subs.
Out of the OG like Minecrafters, like I used to watch Syndicate, Jerome, ASF, Captain Sparkles, like them, Dream, all of them. Like that's what I used to watch OG wise. But Minecraft was such a variety game.
I mean, everything from their
it was crazy.
The map they played in, and even their intro was so iconic. I see it all the time today, and people just loved their videos at the time because they were actual flames. But in reality, things were not going too good behind the scenes. At some point, they released a video on their channel announcing that they had gotten a divorce.
Damn. I do remember the intro though.
Decided to break up.
It's kind of funny how smoothly and unserious they were about it, considering the situation.
What's up, dudes? It's Pat, and welcome back to another video.
Hey guys.
But unfortunately, things took a turn for the worse. Pat eventually met his next girlfriend, Eleni, and it was kind of weird because sometimes both him, his new girlfriend, and his divorced wife, Jen, would all make videos together, and it seemed like they were actually having a pretty good time. But not long after, Pat and his new girlfriend got into some public beef about financial issues and other things.
Just saying slavery has been illegal.
What did I say? Yeah, it's not right that you always hold this over me as a power trip, and then when I was little and finally have the nerve to ask, what is old? You act like I'm an awful person. Just saying slavery has been illegal for many years. What? Okay, if this means you're not paying me, this means I'm not recording. Ooh. That's just, you can't do that, my boy. I hear you loud and clear. I get it, and it isn't right that I record for you and could be put my time somewhere else. Yeah, that's still, even if y'all like separated or like even if y'all all go together, you still gotta pay up. Now I am confused. I think this is the current girlfriend he's talking about. So
legal for many years. She literally called me like a slave owner at this point.
After some back and forth, he finally got with his next girlfriend, and somehow things got way worse. I don't even know how that's possible. One time they got arrested, and the records mentioned that a naked woman was banging outside the door. Another time he got arrested after she said he was allegedly hitting her arm while drunk in a car. He apparently slept outside while she locked the doors because she felt unsafe, and when she finally came out the house, he went and chased her around the street with a knife that he used to slash the tires off the car. The next time he got arrested was in late 2022.
What the hell?
His friends attempted to run shirtless across a football field during a game while they were oiled up so that way they could not get tackled easily. That low-key was kind of genius. He himself wasn't successful in this, but his friend was, so they ended up all getting arrested. During this time, he was also going through several accusations of being an abuser by his girlfriend. Things only got
bucko. Yeah. You know what I've come to realize? Like, especially with the Minecraft YouTubers, like, they are so bad at relationships, it's actually laughable. Like, they're just bad.
Worse from here, when his wife Jen had liked a tweet claiming that Pat was an abuser, she actually backtracked on this and said that it was an accident, and she actually went out
that shit wasn't an
to defend
accident.
Pat,
That shit wasn't
she
no
had
accident.
never faced any kind of physical abuse from him. Fast forward to now, his ex-wife Jen from the channel actually has a kid with another guy, and apparently the both of them are still on pretty good terms, and despite the controversies, it seems like they're actually doing pretty good right now. Okay, maybe not. He just got arrested like 6 months ago for possession of some of the devil's lettuce, and from what I've seen, it's
That
not really too
marijuana?
good for him at the moment. Unfortunately for Sky Does Minecraft, it did not end up so well for him. Sky Does Minecraft,
I do
also
remember
known as
Sky too.
Adam, yet
Sky
another
was
hugely popular creator at the time who blew up from posting mod reviews as well. This dude was my childhood idol, but holy smokes, if only I knew that he would be making some not so good decisions later in life. I literally had action figures of him as a kid. People didn't only just watch him, but they watched his entire crew called
yes,
Team
all of
Crafted,
them,
which ended up falling apart. On top of that, behind the scenes, he had gone through not just one, but 2 divorces with different people, and the second girl named Elisa, he actually had a kid with her. Bad move. The Minecraft video slowed down, but at some point, he rebranded himself as the new rapper alias Net Nobody.
How the fuck you changing, bro? If everything you still make crap, acting like you run and rap when you slur on every track.
Now this dude came straight into the rap scene with some bangers directed to none other than KSI. And KSI responded back with diss tracks featuring his ex-wife slash baby mama who had taken custody of his own child. This event
I ain't gonna lie, it's that's kind of tough. That's kind of tough. I feel like certain people you just shouldn't try. I feel like if somebody is way more well off than you shouldn't just try, because bro, it's so easy to just snatch somebody's baby mother up. So easy, bro.
The event was so bad that it made Keemstar get emotional. Sky kept focusing on his music career, but unfortunately for him, it never really caught on. So he was definitely going through it.
I'm Pickle Rick. I'm Pickle Rick.
What the fuck?
I'm Pickle Rick right now.
Afterwards, he eventually got with his new girlfriend and had his second kid with her, but things wouldn't last too long because at some point, she would claim that Sky Does Minecraft was abusing her, their dogs, pushed her to have a child that she didn't want, and it also came out that apparently this dude was a master scammer. It's actually kind of sad that I can barely think of any Minecraft YouTubers who weren't horrible people.
I literally just said that, bro. Like, I don't know why being a amazing Minecraft YouTuber and having relationships just does not equal out.
Or criminals in some way. DomTDM is actually one of those not so horrible people who I'm sure y'all are familiar with.
Hey, how's it going? I've actually got something for you. This is the bread that you asked me to get, and you can now go make me a sandwich.
He's not as relevant as he used to be, but going back and looking at his channel, he's still surprisingly been able to pull millions of views on each video and somehow has not gotten into any drama this entire time until recently, because he just got into some gigantic beef with KSI, Mr. Beast, and Logan Paul over their new Lunchly product. Outside of that though, his record is pretty clean. He hasn't touched any little kids yet or anything, so
yeah, it's very clean.
He actually just started a new channel where he uploaded some like nostalgic video that was like a reboot of his old Minecraft mod review videos. There was also Stampy Longhead, who isn't as relevant as he used to be, but he also managed to avoid pretty much any drama. Preston Plays was also a pretty big Minecraft YouTuber back then, and
Preston
he's like
too,
one of the top YouTubers in the platform right now. But yeah, it does suck that a lot of these Minecraft YouTubers couldn't go out with happy endings. Since the very beginning of gaming content on YouTube, Let's Play videos have been the foundation for some of the biggest channels that we have ever seen on YouTube. PewDiePie,
I'm not gonna lie, Markiplier's Five Nights at Freddy's, the first one, gas.
of course, was one of these YouTubers, and as y'all know, he was the most subscribed channel for the majority of YouTube's lifespan, up until a certain point at least. He began posting videos back in 2010, and within 3 years, he had already become the most subscribed YouTuber. Loki, I could probably do the same, so if y'all want to help support the cause, feel free to drop a sub. He was posting Let's Plays, vlogs, meme reviews. He even made his own games. For a while, it was going pretty chill, but at some point, it took a pretty bad turn. His first major controversy was in 2017, where he faced some backlash after including anti-Semitic jokes in his videos, which caused him to lose his...
Ooh, yeah, that's a tough one, my boy. Right up there with the child pedos from Minecraft. That's tough.
Partnership with both YouTube Red and Disney, which I can only imagine was not very good for him. It only got worse from there though, because within the same year, we had the bridge incident.
What a fucking...
Now, because of those controversies, there's still some people who aren't rocking with him today, but even now, he still has a pretty solid fan base. In 2018, however, things got crazy with the Subscribe to PewDiePie campaign. The Indian music record label channel known as T-Series was on a very quick rise, and people started realizing that PewDiePie's spot as the #1 most subscribed YouTube channel had become at risk. Millions of people and YouTubers from all around the world came together to support so that they wouldn't let a corporate company like T-Series take over an actual real creator. PewDiePie had released released his
That's fair.
track, people were spamming sub to PewDiePie everywhere. Even Mr. Beast made a video about promoting PewDiePie to the Super Bowl. He was going crazy in subs because of this, but unfortunately in March of 2019 there was a tragic event that happened where the person who caused it had recorded himself saying subscribe to PewDiePie before following through with what he was about to do. After this happened, PewDiePie released a statement on his channel officially bringing an end to the subscribe to PewDiePie meme, and within the same month T-Series had officially taken over the #1 spot for the most subscribed YouTube channel. Since then, PewDiePie's still been uploading videos. On a sad note, his dog Maya that people loved in his videos passed away last year, but on the bright side, him and his wife actually just had a kid. Low-key though, that kid should take over the channel one day and then like reclaim the #1 spot on YouTube. There are also some other huge Let's Play channels.
That's his only life goal right there.
Markiplier and Dashi, who are still pretty relevant to this day, which is a nice sight to see. Corey Kenshin was another one of them who has been mysteriously on and off of YouTube for a while now. There's a lot of people who speculate about where he is, with some people actually being obsessive about him and literally stalking him. So please message to you.
I'm not gonna lie, Corey is like the finesse god. He is the finesse god. Bro literally posts like 4 videos a month, go crazy, disappear for 8 months, rinse and repeat. Honestly, I feel like most YouTubers, if they could get away with that, they would, because bro, like, you gotta think about it. He could really just reset. Like, he could just reset and like go away from the internet. He still got the internet money, but he can just go away from the internet, reset, come back, and drop bangers just like that, and then rinse and repeat.
Y'all do not.
Most people don't got the time to like
outside of Let's Plays. There were
take
also
a break.
A lot of creators who were at the top of the game at one point. Some of them were completely forgotten. Some had their lives completely ruined, and some actually ended up being some of the most successful creators we have ever seen. Tobuscus, also known as Toby Turner, is the embodiment of OG gaming YouTube.
Do you like my sword, my diamond sword? You cannot afford my diamond sword, even if you could, I have a patent.
Toby had over 6 million subscribers on one channel, a light 1.7 million subs on his
bro said light 1.7 is crazy.
Another 6 million on his Let's Play channel. He was going crazy on the Let's Plays at the time, but he also had these hugely popular parody songs with these animations that were pretty cool. Now the reach that this dude had on people was actually wild. He was collabing with every YouTuber known to man. Kids all over the place was rocking his merch, buying his action figures, and he was pretty much just a go at one point. It seemed like everything was going perfect, but at some point it took a pretty dark turn. Toby's ex-girlfriend had exposed him back in 2016 and accused him of all kinds of things like SA, abuse, and some other pretty crazy actions. Even some other people pitched in and talked about his alleged toxic behavior, but to
like I said, bro, I don't know what it is, but like I just feel like the more YouTube success, the more you're just a shitty person.
to this day, nothing has been 100% confirmed, and no one knows for sure what actually happened. By then, though, it was already far too late. The situation was being covered all over the place, and his channel quickly started to fall off even after trying to defend himself and denying the claims. Fast forward to today, he's actually very active on his channels, but he's not even getting a fraction of the views that he once was. His videos now seem like oddly stuck in the 2010s, and apparently he's gotten himself into a bit of politics now. On January 16th, 2013, 4 siblings came together and created a brand new YouTube channel known as Venturian Tale, which had a pretty devastating downfall. Within only 6 months of this channel being created, they were already averaging 2 million views per day or 60 million views a month, which is crazy at the time. And even by today's standards, that's still crazy. At the start of the channel, they were just recording themselves playing these games, especially Gmod at some point, with very little to no editing at all. This and their personalities was enough to catch people's attention at the time, but when you're making the same videos a decade later, people are eventually going to lose interest, and this is exactly what happened to them. Somehow the main guy running the channel just couldn't realize why people were losing interest in his videos, so he decided to blame none other than the YouTube algorithm for his videos being kind of ass. I mean, he's having to compete with Mr. Beast and all these other crazy high production.
Yeah, that's the one thing about YouTube though, like if you gotta constantly like evolve, otherwise you will get left behind, and then you have really nobody else to blame but yourself.
Videos, so obviously it's not going to do as well. The siblings on the channel would start to wander off and do their own thing. One of them apparently started selling stuff on Amazon, and another started working on her own app. Things took a pretty dark turn though whenever the same sibling from this channel uploaded a video on her own channel titled The Truth About Venturian Tale. In this video, she talks about how she grew up in a very strict household where certain ideologies were being forced onto them. One of the other sisters on the channel first started to question them, and because of that, she had to cut ties from from the rest of the family. The sister who made the video was thinking the same thing, and ultimately the same thing happened to her, where they basically got ghosted from the rest of the family. The brothers on the channel might not have anything to do with that, but either way, it's still pretty messed up, and it definitely did cause part of the downfall for the channel. So next up, we got FaZe Clan. FaZe began as a Call of Duty clan back.
Nah, FaZe Clan did this shit to his fucking self. I don't care. They decided they wanted to go fucking corporate, and honestly, like, FaZe Clan was known for one, the competitive, but really the snipers back in the day. Like, bro, if you was a FaZe Clan member back in the day, that means you was a sniping god. Like, you were legit. Now, like, they got celebrities in FaZe. They got people who don't like FaZe back then was for the gamers. Now it's just like anybody can join FaZe, and you don't even have to touch a game, could have ever played the game. Like, it just doesn't fit up with it. So that's why, like, FaZe, to me, they did that to themselves, like, off rip, like, did it to themselves. Because back in the day, yo, FaZe used to mean so much when it was just strictly gaming.
In 2010, for people who could do trick shots inside of the game, little did people know this group would help make
the silent shot was to go crazy
today. Back then, if you were someone who played Call of Duty as a kid or a teenager, there was almost a 100% chance that you wanted to join FaZe Clan at some point. Eventually, trick shotting started to die out, so they started doing more videos that primarily focused on entertainment. Because of the new focus on content creation, we got FaZe members like FaZe Rug, Adapt, Apex, and a whole bunch of other members who were pulling in millions of views each. This was especially true once they formed the FaZe House, which became one of the most well-known content houses to ever exist on YouTube. They did all kinds of different stuff, and they even had their own esports team. Overall, though, they were the biggest, most successful gaming clan to ever exist. It seemed like they were on the top of the world at one point, but things started to go downhill. After already moving away from Call of Duty content, which people weren't very happy with, a lot of the main FaZe members started to shift their focus from content creation to turning FaZe into like a full-on money-making business. At this point, they were getting literally tens of millions of dollars worth of investments by other companies. By the time Fortnite had become popular, there was a whole new set of FaZe content creators, while most of the older members who were once at the top kind of fell off. It did not help at all that some of the members started getting into some pretty bad crypto scams, and this caused quite a few members to get kicked and suspended from the team. By this point, most people realized that FaZe was selling out. The content wasn't as entertaining, and they would get these huge celebrities to quote-unquote join FaZe, even though they did not know a single thing about what was going on.
Not at all.
Like, how the fuck did they get Snoop Dogg to join FaZe Clan? What on fucking earth does he know about pro gaming?
Nothing.
Watch out, it's fucking hornets! What the fuck is this? Fuck! They fucking got all over me! What the fuck is this? Oh, I need a papaya.
Things got even worse when former members
I ain't gonna lie,
of the
Snoop
team would publicly
Snoop streaming full time would actually be fucking gold. I'm not gonna lie.
speak out against what FaZe has become, saying that they've become too corporate, which was definitely facts. Even FaZe Tfue at the time had sued them for exploiting him, which is kind of crazy. They had gone from being valued at $1 billion to eventually selling it out for just $17 million. FaZe was at the lowest point that had ever been at reputation-wise, and it was not looking good until earlier this year when everything took a complete turn. Out of nowhere, FaZe had released a tweet with the caption Control-Alt-Delete, where they announced that they were kicking out basically half of the entire team and rebooting FaZe as a whole. There was only a handful of members left.
Let me see. Adapt, Apex Banks, Kason, Nick Merckx, Replays, Ronaldo. Yeah, it's about right.
And everything would change when they announced the 4 new members that would become the face of the new FaZe clan. This would be Blackboy Max, Jason, Silky, and Lacey, in addition to Stable Ronaldo and Your Rage, who was already a part of the team. Now, this was pretty controversial, and not everyone loved this because they were like, wait a minute, what are these random streamers doing on a pro gaming team? But they just weren't seeing the vision. Soon after, these streamers would rise to become some of the top streamers of today. So I think it's safe to say that the rebrand was pretty successful. As far as the OG members, FaZe Rain had struggled with addiction and mental health problems for a while now, but luckily it seems like he's doing better now. FaZe Blaziken actually started selling his own caffeinated chocolate snacks, and last I've heard, it's apparently doing pretty good. FaZe Rug went from somehow being a Call of Duty trick shotter to one of the biggest channels on the entirety of YouTube. So as of now, it seems like FaZe is leaving off on a pretty solid note. Arguably one of
I still don't bang with that, but you know. Each his own.
The most famous and loved channels of all time in YouTube gaming history has got to be Vanoss Gaming. In fact, it's not just Vanoss himself, but his entire YouTube friend group. Sadly though, not everything went well between them. Vanoss started his channel back in September of 2011.
We love Vanoss around here.
First video, he was already making solid videos, which isn't really common. This caused his channel to skyrocket, and he would make a lot of these trolling or funny moments videos, which by the way was some of the most peak content that has ever touched YouTube.
The stove is broken.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
I see it sizzling.
Along the way, while he was growing his channel, he started picking up people and building the Vanoss crew. He continued to post videos about popular games at the time like Gmod and GTA 5, and things were going pretty well, you could say, with his channel reaching tens of millions of subscribers, not even including all the other people in the crew who he made videos with. However, things unfortunately started to fall apart. Some of the members would simply just stop being active on their channels, or even just stop playing with the crew at all, while one of them in particular had gotten himself into some pretty crazy drama. Minilad was one of the biggest members in the crew, and he unfortunately got hit with some not so good allegations. This included inappropriate actions that he had with some underage fans, where he often uses mental health issues to manipulate some of these girls into some pretty predatorial.
Like I said, bro, like it's like a 90% ratio. Very, very successful YouTuber. Terrible relationships.
Conversations. Now, unlike a lot of YouTubers who get exposed for accusations like this, he actually admitted to these, saying that he needs therapy. I hope that he goes to therapy. After the situation,
nah, that
he
shit
had
ain't
no
working.
affiliation with the rest of the crew from that point on, but they would still crack a few jokes about him.
Purchase Minecraft, record some videos, get some subscribers, talk to little kids, have with them.
As far as Vanoss himself, he isn't pulling in views like he used to, but he's still getting a decent amount, so it's good to see that he hasn't completely fallen off the face of the earth. I can't lie though, it still is a little bit bittersweet.
You know, all of a sudden it's not just about having a good time with my friends, like I'm thinking about all these other things and how I'm gonna make this video be like the great return to Call of Duty in the big moment where people get to see something that reminds them of the past. And I just know that's not possible. The only reason I was kind of okay at Call of Duty back in the day was because I played it so often, and I also had a gaming headset when most people didn't. I don't have any natural skill. I fucking suck at pretty much most things in life, honestly.
For a while, he was
Honestly though, like Vanoss is at this point he's just making content for himself and his friends basically. He's not really like he's not really trying to gain an audience anymore. He's not really trying to do, he's just doing what he want to do. And I honestly can respect it, because shit, if you could do what you want to do and still pull in millions of views, that's fine by me. That's what I aspire. I aspire to get my audience that big to where I can post shit and don't gotta worry about like, oh, like, is this gonna get seen? So
He was actually working on music under another alias, but he hasn't dropped anything within the past few years. Overall though, he has been really consistent with making videos, and luckily he still makes them with a lot of the people from back in the day. There has been thousands of OG gaming YouTubers who I'm sure many of y'all have watched. I do think it's important to mention though that just because someone's channel isn't getting as many views as they used to, that does not mean their channel is a failure. Once you're making the same videos for over a decade, you're going to have to constantly adapt to the new way of YouTube, and understandably not everyone wants to do that. The fact that these YouTubers had reached the level of success that they already did is already a huge accomplishment, and many of them are probably going to be set for life even if they just quit making videos forever. But yeah, let me know what y'all's favorite OG gaming YouTuber is down in the comments. If y'all want some more videos like this, or even about
it's definitely Vanoss, the old phase montage snipers, like, oh, especially my favorite one was probably Pajama. Vanoss, Pajama. I used to really love Syndicate. Syndicate is probably the one OG YouTuber that like. Him and Vanoss is the ones where like, it don't matter what they're playing, I will watch it. Like Syndicate's Let's Plays on Minecraft or his world records on zombies, like, eat all that up. Let me know in the comments down below though too. Who is your favorite OG YouTuber?
To Morocco, I got pretty women showing titties like I'm Flocko. I came in a hard top, I'm still in the drop.